air enters the compressor of a gas turbine plant operating on Brayton cycle at 101.325 kilopascals and 27 degrees Celsius. The pressure ratio in the cycle is 6. Okay. Calculate the maximum temperature in the cycle and the cycle efficiency. Assume the work done by the turbine, that is work done during the expansion, is 2.5 times the work done in the compression. Okay, where Wt is the and Wc are the turbine and compressor work respectively, and take gamma is equal to 1.4. That means the working substance is your air actually. So as I told, the first and the foremost thing what we are supposed to write is the PV and TS diagram. Okay, let's write that. This is my PV diagram, and I'll put the TS diagrams. This is my TS diagram. So the compression is adiabatic. Okay, the compression is adiabatic. It will go from 1 to 2. It is a curve actually. It's a curve. It's like this. It is 1 to 2. Then it's a constant pressure heat addition. It is from 2 to 3. Then it's an isentropic heat expansion. So from 3 to 4. Then constant pressure heat rejection. Okay, constant pressure heat rejection, it is a straight line. So the heat addition is at constant. This is where I have the heat addition, and here also I have the constant pressure heat rejection. Okay, remaining thing is isentropic. This is your S is equal to constant, or PV to power of gamma is equal to constant. I can put it. These are the pressure volume diagram. How your TS diagram will look like actually? The first it will be 1 to 2. It is vertical line because of isentropic process. It is 1 to 2. Then it is constant pressure heat addition. It will go like this. Then it is isentropic expansion 3 to 4. It's a vertical line. Then it is constant pressure heat rejection. So this is how it is actually. So this is your QL and this is your QH. This is your PV and TS diagram. Now let us go back and look into how to solve this particular problem. As I told that I'm going to solve this particular thing using that box method kind of a thing, where I'm going to draw one simple box, 4 boxes, which represents the 4 points of the cycle. Okay, this is for the 4 boxes. Okay. So in between I need to join this particular thing to show the what process it is. Okay, I'm trying to put it. So here, then here. Okay. Now if I call this as 1, so this will be 2, this will be 3. These are the thermodynamic state points what I am trying to show. Okay, so 1 to 2, it is actually isentropic, that is S is equal to constant. Then 2 to 3 is pressure is equal to constant. Then between 3 and 4 it is isentropic, once again S is equal to constant, and 4 to 1 it is constant pressure, P is equal to constant. So what is given here actually? They are given the, see if you look at the problem statement, they are given the at the pressure at the inlet, that is at the inlet pressure, that is P1 is equal to 101.325 kilopascals, and they have given the temperature as 27 degrees Celsius. So 27 plus 273 if I add, this will be 300 Kelvin. I keep telling you that the temperatures try to keep it in absolute numbers. So what else they are given? They are given the pressure ratio, that is Rp is equal to 6. Okay, you are supposed to find the maximum temperature. If you look at it, where is the maximum temperature? The maximum temperature is T3. That's why if you draw PV and TS diagram, it will be easy for you where exactly I'm getting the temperature. So during the heat addition process between T2 to 3, the temperature will be maximum at the point 3. So T3 is the maximum temperature. So which you are supposed to find. Okay. Then what else we are supposed to find? We are supposed to find the cycle efficiency. So we need to find T3 as well as the cycle efficiency. Okay, cycle efficiency you have to find. Then, so they have given that work done during the turbine is equal to 2.5 times the work done during the compression process. Assume gamma is equal to 1.4. This is what they are given. So we have to find the remaining quantities. Okay, let's go by the same procedure. So what is 1 to 2? Consider the process. See, for the process 1 to 2, which is isentropic, for the process 1 to 2, which is isentropic, we know that T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 whole to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma. What is P2 by P1? See, if you take RP pressure ratio, which is nothing but P2 by P1, which they are given it as 6. So what will happen here actually? This will become Rp to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma, or I can write T2 is equal to Rp to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma into T1. So T1 in the problem statement they are given it as 300, Rp they are given it as 6. So this will be T2 is equal to 6 to the power of 1.4 minus 1 divided by 1.4 into 300. So I will get my T2. If I put it in my calculator, I am getting around 500 Kelvin. 500 Kelvin. So 6 to the power of 0.4 divided by 1.4. Okay. So into 300. Okay. It is 500.5. So round it off to 500 Kelvin. Okay. Now I need to find your T3. Okay. I need to find T3. So how to find T3? So it has to be found from your heat supplied. From heat supplied, I need to find it actually. So to do that, so I need other things actually. So now consider the characteristic gas equation. Okay. From the, so once you get T2, let's try to put it over here. T2 is equal to 500.5 K Kelvin. Okay. Now from the characteristic gas equation, from the characteristic gas equation, that is PV is equal to MRT at 2. So what it is actually, this will be P2 V2 is equal to MRT or RT. If I take M is equal to 1 kg, this will be simply V will be small v actually. This will be R into V2. So from this particular thing I can find V2. So V2 is equal to R into T2 by T2. Okay. Now what is your P1 and what is your P2?
R.
So P2 will be 6 times your 101.035 because RP is given as. So P2 will be 6 times your 101.325. So I can easily find. So R will be 0.287 kilojoules per kg degree Kelvin. So this will be 287. Okay. Into T2 is 500.5. So let me use that 0.5 also. 500.5 divided by 6 into 101.325 into 10 to the power of 3. If I do, I am getting my V2 is equal to 0.24 something. So let me write it as 0.24 meter cube per kg. So this is my V2. Okay, this is my V2. Now, so what is my thermal efficiency? See, thermal efficiency is given by thermal efficiency for a Breton cycle is given by 1 minus 1 by Rp to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma. So this will be 1 minus 1 by 6 to the power of 1.4 minus 1 divided by 1.4. So I'm getting around 0.4 or 40%. Okay. Now they are given what is net work done. Okay. Net work done. Net work done. That is actually W net. That is what is the net work output. This is the difference between work done during turbine, that is expansion, minus work done during compression. So that is WT minus WC, or this will be 2.5 times WT minus WC. This will be 1.5 times WC. Okay, I can get the net work done if I am able to find WC. So what is your compression work actually? If you go and look back, what type of process it is? For an isentropic process, okay, we have found P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1 will get the compression work. So okay, for compression work, that is WC is given by P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1. So what is my P1? It is 101.325 into 10 to the power of 3. What is my V1? So V1 I can find. So PV is equal to MRT. From that I can find V1. So V1 I can find it actually easily I can find. So this will be V1 is equal to R into T1 by V1, that is 287 into 300 divided by 101.325. So V1 will be equal to 287 into 300 divided by 101.325 10 to the power of 3, okay, into 10 to the power of 3. So it's equal to 0.849 or 0.85. 0.85 meter cube per kg. So if I substitute over here, this will be 0.85 minus this will be 6 into 101.325 into 10 to the power of 3 into your V2 is 0.24 divided by, okay, 1.4 minus 1. Can anyone tell me this compressor work value?
Sir, it's a negative value, sir.
It should be. Yes.
149454.
Yes, good.
0.375.
149.45 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton
Yes,
meter. That is it. This is your compressor work. Okay. This is a
compression.
compressor work. If would have been P2 V2 minus P1 V1, I would have written, I would have got the positive. So it all depends on how we are trying it actually. So if I take this itself is a compressor is a negative work. So 149.45, that means it's a compressor, it's a compression. But value is 149.45. Okay, P2 V2 minus P1 V1. P2 V2 is the final this thing. P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by gamma minus 1. If I put actually, I would have got simply 149.45. So I want to show you that I am getting a negative work because it's a compression work. So 149.45 is that particular thing. So therefore, what will be your net work actually? This will 1.45 times into 149.45. Okay, 149.45. Okay, this will be 1.5 into 149.45 if I do. I am getting around 224.17 Newton meter or joules. So that is the net work done. Now, what is your compressor work actually? So what is your thermal efficiency? If I try to look into it, what is your thermal efficiency?
Sir, 224
Thermal
point,
efficiency is given by
isn't it?
17.
Sir, 10 power 3,
224.17
sir.
Newton meter. 10 to the power of
Into
3
10 power
kilonewton.
3, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
10 to
sir.
the power of 3. 10 to the power of 3 is there. Yes, yes. 10 to the power of 3. 224.175 into 10 to the power of 3. So, yeah, it should be kilonewton per meter. Now, what is your thermal efficiency? So, thermal efficiency also, see. So, thermal efficiency, we have one formula. Thermal efficiency is also equal to the net work done divided by heat supplied. Okay. Now, just now we have found the thermal efficiency as 40%, which is 0.4. So, net work done it is 224.175 into 10 to the power of 3. Okay, divided by heat supplied. So now we can easily find heat supplied, which is actually 224.175 divided by 0.4, which is I am getting around 560.44, okay, into 10 to the power of 3 Newton meters or joules. Joules per, this is the thing what I am trying to get it. So this is my heat supplied. So now if you go back and see here, what is your heat supplied? See, heat supplied is happening on terms of constant pressure process. So QH will be equal to mCp into T3 minus T2. So m is equal to 1 kg. So these are all joules. What I am trying to do, this is all joules per kg. See, whatever this value, Newton meter per kg. They're all Newton meter per kg. This also it is Newton meter per kg or joules per kg. So what will be the QH formula for a constant? See, for a constant pressure process, for a constant pressure heat addition, constant pressure heat addition. Okay, QH is equal to mCp into T3 minus T2. So m is equal to 1 kg. You need not worry it because it is per kg. I can simply write Cp. What is the Cp of the air? It is 1.005 into 10 to the power of 3 into T3, which I am supposed to find. I know the value of T2, which is 500.5. 500.5. So QH is, which is equal to 560. See, it is equal to, let me write it here. So, okay, I try to put it here. So this is actually 560.44 into 10 to the power of 3. So what is the unknown here? It is the T3. So I can get it actually 560.44 in 10 to the power of 3. The 10 to the power of 3 will go off divided by 1.005, okay, plus 500.5. So I am getting around, so come on, someone can tell me that value.
Thousand.
Can someone tell me the value? Super, 1058 Kelvin. Okay, so T3 is equal to 1058.15 or something. So this is the value what you are looking at. So I can just go back over here and just fill it over. It is 1058.1 Kelvin. This is the temperature what you are supposed to find. Efficiency was at 40% or something. So whatever the asked in the problem statement, everything you have found. So P2 also we can put. P2 is also equal to 101.325 into 6. So this is around 6 or 7.95 kilopascals. Okay. V2 is equal to 0.24 meter cube per kg. So P3 will be equal to P2. So all the values, if you are able to write everything in this particular box, no, it will be whatever you have calculated, you put it there. So everything is concise. Even it's good for you also. You want to cross check something maybe after writing exam or test and all. It will be easy for you. At the same time, it will be easy for the faculty who are evaluating also. So this method has been found much easier. Is it clear? So are you getting the same values?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Maybe here and there decimals it may vary. For 500.5, it may be 500.48 or something. The decimals it may vary depending upon the calculator accuracy, what you are trying to use. Okay, this is what they've asked. They asked us to find the highest possible temperature and your thermal efficiency of that particular thing. Okay, now let's try to take one more problem. It's on the Brayton cycle. Okay. In a gas turbine installation, the air is taken in at 1 bar and 15 degrees Celsius and compressed to 4 bar, okay, and compressed to 4 bar. The isentropic efficiency of the turbine and the compressor are 82% and 85% respectively. This is little bit difficult problem. Try to understand this. This is called, see, actual compression and ideal compression. Okay, actual compression and actual expansion. So actual expansion and ideal expansion. Just trying to deviate it actually. So what I want to do actually here, I will try to draw the PV diagram for an ideal cycle. Then I will try to show it for an actual one. Okay. Determine the compression work, the turbine work, the work ratio, and the thermal efficiency. Okay. What would be the improvement in the efficiency if there is a regenerator? So they are telling that if there is a regenerator, anyway, the second part you need not worry about it because we are not going to use any regenerator. We are not studied anything and all. The second part you can just eliminate it. Okay. The second part you can just eliminate it because this would have been for an advanced kind of a thing actually, which is not a part of your syllabus as of now. But stick on to the fact where you have an actual cycle and a ideal theoretical cycle. Okay. Now we'll try to solve this particular problem. Okay. I'm not going to put the box and all you can put it, but I will try to explain using what exactly happens if I try to use a PV diagram. Okay. So the PV diagram is something like this. Let's write the data. Okay, let's try to write the data, what they are given. So they are given P1 is equal to 1 bar and T1 is equal to 15 plus 273, it is 288 Kelvin. So P2 is equal to 4 bar. So the isentropic efficiency of the compressor, it is 85%, and isentropic efficiency of the turbine, so WT, so eta T is equal to 82, okay, that is 0.82. So this is what they are given. Now let's try to write the PV diagram. Okay, this is my PV diagram. This is my pressure. Okay. And TS diagram, both I'll write side by side. Okay. Let me take few space. PV diagram and a TS diagram. This is my temperature entropy diagram. Okay. As I told, what is this actually? The nature of compression is actually, the first one is it's isentropic. If I go by an actual thing actually, what will happen? So this is an ideal one actually. This is a purely vertical one. Okay. This is purely a vertical one with isentropic compression from 1 to 2. Okay. Then it is a constant pressure heat addition. Is how it is. It is 2 to 3. Then it is isentropic expansion from 3 to 4. Okay. Then it is actually your 4 to 1 is a constant pressure heat rejection process. Okay. Now, if you observe actually, so this is a constant pressure process. This is also a constant pressure process. What they are actually, they are all constant pressure lines. They are all diverging. They are not parallel to each other. So I can write, okay, I can write, see, this is my constant pressure lines. Okay, here also I am trying to get a constant pressure line. So this is, we can call it as P is equal, this is, you can call it as P2, this is your P1. So that's a higher pressure line, this is a lower pressure line. Okay. Now if I try to represent the same thing on a PV diagram, it will be something like this. Your 1 to 2 is actually your 1 to 2, say constant pressure line. Okay. Then your 2 to 3, see, it's a isentropic process. Then 2 to 3, it is your constant pressure heat addition. Then 3 to 4, it's actually expansion, isentropic expansion. It is isentropic. Okay, so isentropic expansion. Then I have the constant pressure heat rejection. Okay, this is what I have. So here also P is equal to constant, P is equal to constant. Here PV to power of gamma is equal to constant, PV to power of gamma is equal to constant. This is a purely an ideal one. Now if there is an actual compression, that's why they are given the compressor efficiency and turbine efficiency. That means your compressor is not following the path 1 to 2, but it is following something else. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to change this to 2S and this I'm going to change it to 4S. What is 4S actually? It is isentropic. It's an ideal condition. But actually what is happening? The process is, see, I told that your isentropy, your entropy is always increasing. So if there's an actual compression, your actual compression should be something like this. So this is the point where your 2 will be there. So this is your actual compression process. That is 1 to 2 is the actual compression path which is curved towards right hand side. So similarly, if I try to look at the turbine side, your expansion will also should be towards the right hand side. So this is your point 4. If you closely observe, the path 1 to 2 is longer compared to path 1 to 2S. Agree? So the path 1 to 2 is longer compared to path. So I need more amount of work during compression compared to ideal compression, that is isentropic compression. Okay, during this compression process, this is your, we call it as compression process. So similarly, this is your turbine work. But actually, if you go along the path 3 to 4, I am doing less amount of work rather compared to your isentropic work, which is 3 to 4. Are you getting? So area and so that particular thing. So I'm trying to do less amount of work compared to your ideal one. So more work is needed during compression process, less work is done during the expansion process. Because why I am following the actual turbine cycle. Okay, this is what is happening. So I want to bring out this particular difference. So where, see, if you try to look at it actually, what is your compressor work actually? It is the ideal work. See, your ideal, that is, if I try to go actually, it will be Cp into T2S minus T1. Okay, if you go by it actually, this particular thing actually, your T2S. So T2S minus 1 divided by T2 minus T1. If you go by your turbine, it will be T3. So it will be the turbine actually, it is T3 by T4 divided by T3 minus T4S. Okay, if I go by that particular logic, then your compressor efficiency you are considering, your turbine efficiency also you are considering. So let's try to solve this problem. Okay, consider the process. Okay, so consider the process. Consider the process 1 to 2. Okay, so now I will look at only the isentropic part. So T2S by T1 is equal to T2 by T1 whole to the power of gas. So it's only on the your isentropic path only this particular thing is there. I don't know, I can't find the value of T2 because that value I can find only using compressor efficiency. So process 1 to 2, yes. So it will be T2S by T1 is equal to T2 by T1 whole to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma. Or your T2S equal to T2 by T1 whole to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma into T1. What is your P2? P2 is 4. So they given it is 4 bar. So what is your T1? It is 1 bar. So it is 4 into 10 to the power of 5 divided by 1 into 10 to the power of 5 to the power of 1.4 minus 1 divided by 1.4 into your T1 is 15 degree Celsius or 288 degree Kelvin. Okay, 288. So what is your T2S? So T2S, just calculate and tell me what is it actually? Come on, who can tell? Mohit, Mohammed.
427.
So
420?
427.96.
Yes. Okay, 428. Okay. If I round off, it will be, I am getting 420 is this thing, so I am getting 428 Kelvin. Okay. So 4 to the power of 0.4 divided by 1.4, okay, into 288. 427.96. So I can round it off to 428. Or you can retain the same thing, 427 or something, or you can round it off to 428 also, doesn't matter. 428 Kelvin, this is what I am getting. Now, what is compressor efficiency? See, as I told, the compressor efficiency is nothing but your, what is actually, that is your ideal one, that is T2S minus T1 divided by, that is your ideal work divided by your actual work. Okay, T2S minus 1 minus T1, T2 minus T1. So what is your compressor efficiency? They are given it as 85%. So 0.85. So T2S just now we calculated, it is 428 minus T1 is 288 divided by T2 I am supposed to find minus T28. So from this I will be getting the value of T2. Okay, from that I can get the value of T2. So can you tell me what is the value of T2?
It's 452.70.
Yes, super. 452.705. Okay, I am getting that value. So 452.7 Kelvin. So this is the temperature, actual temperature. So I can do the similar kind of thing for expansion process. Okay, so consider the expansion process. Consider the process 3, 4. Okay, it's an expansion process. So if that is 3 to 4, that is 3 to 4 or 3 to 4s or whatever it may be. So now if it is isentropic, this will be T4s by T3 is equal to P4 by P3, or T3 by T4s is equal to P3 by P4. Whatever the way you want, you can write it. That is, I can write T3 by T4s is equal to P3 by P4 all to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma, or I can write, say here I want T4s, no, because T3 I know. Okay, so T3, so T4s is what we need to look at actually. So have they given the T3? Yeah, assume the maximum cycle temperature as, so they are given this particular thing. Okay, so they are given the maximum cycle temperature as 825, that is T3 they are given. So T3 is equal to 825 Kelvin. They are given this actually. It's in the problem statement they are given. So here, so T4s is equal to P3 divided by P3 by P4 all to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma. So T3 is 825 divided by, so P3 by P4 is actually, it is 4. Okay, 4 by 1, that is 4 into 10 to the power of this thing, 1.4 minus 1 point divided over minus 1 divided by 1.4. So I am getting around 554.96 or something. 554.96. Five 55.2. Yeah. So if I use the some few to round it off to few things actually, I am getting 555.18. I think 18 or 2. Just check, are you getting the same thing? Around 555 you have to get. Is that fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, 555.2. Okay. Now, similarly, the turbine efficiency. Similarly, the turbine efficiency is given by, okay, this is actually given by T3 minus T4, that is your ideal, divided by, see, that is your actual expansion, that is then divided by your ideal, which is more. So here I know the value of T3, I know the value of T4s, I know the efficiency of the turbine, which is 82%. I need to find T4, so I can find it. So this will be 0.82 is equal to T3 is 825 minus T4 divided by your T3 is 825 minus T4 is 555.2. So I need to find T4. Just tell me that value. Are you getting this value? 603.76. Okay, 603.76. Some 4, 5 something you're getting. So round it up to 2 decimals. 603.76 is the temperature what you are getting. Okay, so we have found the compressor work. Now we have to find compressor work, turbine work, work ratio, and thermal efficiency. The 4 things you have to find. So now we have found the temperatures. Now, what is compressor work? Okay, the first thing. The compressor work, WC is equal to MCP into T2 minus T1. Anyway, m is equal to 1 kg. We are assuming m is equal to 1 kg. It is per kg. So Cp is 1.005 into 10 to the power of 3. So what is the value of T2? So just now you found T2 is equal to 452.7. 452.7 and T1 is 288. So this will be your compressor work. So it is 138.38 kilojoules per kg. Sorry, 165. 165. Yes, 165.52. 165.52. 160.5.52 kilojoules. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Next, turbine work. Okay. Second one, turbine work. That is WT is equal to mCp into T3 minus T4. Okay. In your mass is 1 kg, I will just put Cp into T3 minus T4. So Cp is 1.005 into 10 to the power of 3. So your T3 is 825, which is given 825, and T4 just now we have found it is 603.76. So therefore your turbine work is found to be
221.34.
yes 222.34. 222.346. So we will put 35 kilojoules per kg. Yes, it's good. Okay. What is work ratio? Okay. Third one. Work ratio. So work ratio is equal to, that is WR is equal to net work done divided by your turbine work. See, always we are trying to compare with the turbine work. So what is your net work done? It is WT minus WC divided by WT. So just now we have found W2 is equal to 222.35 minus WC is 165.52 divided by 222.35. Okay, this is your work ratio. How much you are getting? 0.256, 256?
Yes, sir.
Yes, 0.2558 we are getting. So I am rounded up to 0.256. So this is your work ratio. The last term, that is thermal efficiency. Thermal efficiency. Thermal efficiency. What is thermal efficiency here? So thermal efficiency is equal to net work done by heat supplied. Okay, net work done. So by heat supplied. What is your net work done? Your turbine work minus compressor work divided by what is your heat supplied actually? It is Cp into T3. So see, your heat supplied is actually, if you look at it actually, this is heat is supplied between 2 and 3. So T3 minus T2. Okay, T3 minus T2. So the thermal efficiency is equal to 222.35 minus 165.5. All are in kilojoules. Okay, Cp also I'll put it in 1.005. I won't put that 10 to the power of 3. Okay, 1.005. So T3 is 825 and your T2 is actually T2 is 452.7. 452.7. Okay, so this will be my thermal efficiency. How much you're getting? Just check, are you getting this, or 15.2% or whatever it may. If you try to round it off, 15.18 or 15.2%.